Steve, my bro. I just have to say that Skype conversation that we had, I thought was so awesome. So awesome. And then your videos, I mean, as you know, you do have now a video style, a format that is named after you. And the funny thing is, I didn't start that. I heard it from some other folks in the group in their videos. I was like, you know what? I think Gabriel started that. Yeah. And it just took. I was like, you know what? That is true. Steve cranks out these videos and they're like 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes, maybe, 3 minutes, and it's pushing it. And you just kind of, bam, just in there, right? And I was like, wow, that is really cool. I'm not going to try that. So, hats off to you. I think that's awesome. And I just love the direction of your messages. Every time I see your videos, Steve, I tell you, I feel just very comforted inside. I'm like, that was a good word right there. That was a good word. So thank you for that. Thank you for the time that you spent talking with him. We had a good, hour-long conversation, and it seemed like it was about 5 minutes, And, to find out that you were into music and that you knew, the Motown and all of that whole thing, I was like, okay, yeah, we could be friends. So anyway, I am glad that we are friends and that we met each other, and I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we're going to be talking again pretty soon and, making some great things happen. Juliet. Now, I'm going to do something here that is pretty cool because, as you all know, Juliet is a musician and a songwriter, and she was so kind to send me, I don't know if you could see this very well. Thank you, Juliet. It got here. And I'm going to crack it open and pop it in to take a listen at it. And I'm sure my kids are going to just absolutely love it. It's kind of funny. When they hear music, they just get to bobbing around and all of that. Maybe I'll have to wrangle them in on the dancing thing. And I don't know if that's considered cheating or not because, they will most definitely be a crutch for me. I'm making no bones about it. Full transparency. If you see my kids in the dance video, it's because I'm using them as a crutch. Shameless. So anyway, thank you so much for sending that CD. And also, I just loved your videos, Juliet, because again, I think the one that stood out for me the most was when you talked about having to learn how to create boundaries. I thought that was amazing because it's something that I had to learn the hard way over the years, is how to create boundaries. When you are a natural giver, it does a number of things. It's kind of like, when you see a really good teacher, good teachers tend to be overworked and underpaid and underappreciated, right? Well, when you're a natural giver and you are always putting other people's stuff ahead of yours, what ends up happening is that those boundaries, those boundaries, they get real cloudy and murky, and before you know it, you've got everything and everybody encroaching on what should be your own domain, your own area that nobody really gets into because you need that for yourself. You need to be able to replenish, you need to be able to regroup, and that way you can kind of come back stronger. But most of the times when you are a natural giver, that line gets so fuzzy that you don't tend to know where it ends and you begin. So before you know it, you've got folks sitting on your lap, whispering in your ear 24 hours a day. And before you know it, you've got nothing left for yourself or for those around you, not even for the folks that you are helping out. So you get drained. So that boundary piece that you talked about was so crucial. And, I got a lot out from it. And so thank you for sharing that. Warren, Now, I know that you didn't jump into the video challenge, not full on, but I thought that that we had a ringer on our hands when you put your kids into the video, because it caused Steve to threaten, getting kittens and things like that. And I started thinking along the lines of, okay, let me see, what if my kids were playing with kittens? I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I just have to tell you, that's just where my mind went. I started thinking, if people are going to start putting more kids in, I've got to up the ante. I am so glad that Tina did not jump into this challenge because, she's got a daughter who really understands how to captivate the camera, even when she's pouting. Isn't that right, Tina? So anyway, just wanted to, for one, thank you for not jumping in, because I kind of have a feeling that you would have put the kids in more regularly. And, that just would not have been fair. So thank you. Also, but on a serious note, I want to thank you for just the dedication and commitment that you have for your vision, your passion, and for your mission to help really trailblaze the path for fathers who want to run their business and also to cultivate those much needed and well-deserved relationships with their kids and their families, for them to be excellent husbands, excellent fathers, and excellent providers, and to keep it all in balance. So I think that is an awesome mission. And I take my hat off to your purpose right there, bro, because it is something that is definitely needed. Being with my kids was definitely a conscious choice that I made, and it's why I do push as hard as I do to build this online and digital lifestyle in order to spend as much time with my kids. And I don't always make my objective as far as the working is concerned. And it's something that I definitely consciously work at on a moment-by-moment, daily basis, because my background is hey, I'm West Indian, so we know how to work. And my background is that I would work, and so the challenge, I have challenged myself to train myself differently and to step away from the work more often. Quite frankly, I do love what I do, so it does tend to not feel like work, but in keeping it in balance so that my kids and wife don't get neglected, I have to consciously remind myself, hey, you got to step away now, So I do thank you for being an example and having that mission to really help fathers, husbands, and providers, help them keep everything in balance, because it's crucial, it's important, Just like how I was just talking to Juliet, when you are constantly at the grind and you don't take that time away, even when you love the work, you still have to replenish yourself. So, it's very important that is done, and on a regular basis. So the other week, actually it was last week, we decided to just take an impromptu trip, just totally spontaneous. I got up and I said, hey, we're going to Canada. So we got ready, got into the car, and drove to Canada. It was so fun. And the kids had a great time. My wife had a great time. We took a lot of pictures and stuff. And I think we may end up doing that a lot more often, because we didn't get to near all the eateries that I wanted to go to. And look, when I go to a different country, or when I go outside of the house and the plan is to have fun, I like to explore a lot of different foods. So all of that to say, thank you. Okay, I'm going to cut this off again and hit another video. I know I'm just so long-winded when it comes to this right now, but it's just, I really appreciate everybody that I have met and interacted in this group and in this challenge with. You guys are totally awesome. And I'm really thankful and grateful to call you guys friends and family. You know, you guys really mean a lot to me. All right. Okay, stop that crying. All right.